Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, December the 8th. Today we want to look at what do we do as we wait. We're waiting for the coming of Christ, but in the meantime, what are we supposed to do? There's a verse in Micah 6, chapter 8, many of you know, which says, what does the Lord require of you? Do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with your God. We're going to look at the first part of that this morning, doing justice. Now the Hebrew word there, for those who are keeping track, is mishpat, and it's used all over the Old Testament for justice, for righteousness, for good, sound judgment. Comes from the same root as the word used for the judges in that book. So doing justice is treating other people fairly and looking out for their interests. Now, sometimes it's easy to figure out what something means by looking at what the opposite is or what it does not mean. And here the opposite would be not to care about other people, not to put yourself in another person's shoes, not to care what happens to them or to concern yourself with them at all. Think of Jesus' parable of the Pharisee and the publican. Remember, the Pharisee stands up in front in the temple and says, "Oh, thank you, God, that I am not like other people. I'm not like that publican over there, but I am righteous and holy." And Jesus says, nope, that's not correct. He really doesn't care. In fact, he's glad that he's not like that guy, and he doesn't want anything to do with that guy. Justice, though, looks at that fellow and says, how can I help? What can I do? How can I promote your well-being and happiness and success? And so in our time when we think of justice, many of us think immediately of the racial situation in our country and look at the Black Lives Matter, for example. And I remember way back in the Rodney King case in Los Angeles, when was that, 30 years ago? There was a slogan that came out of that, and it was no justice, no peace. If you're not going to give us justice, we are not going to live in peace in the neighborhood. I always thought that was a pretty good slogan and a pretty good policy. You know, if you won't give people justice, you can't expect them to live peacefully. Otherwise, you're just asking them to be, you're just oppressing them and asking them to be subservient, and that's not what we want in our country either. So you see these justice issues and how they arise out of all kinds of things. We want peace on our streets, and so we need justice. So what Christians are called to do in every case is work for justice for the other people, for the other person. How can we see to it that people are treated justly by society and by the church, by all the institutions and organizations around? If we can do that, we have done a lot. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.